get connected.
If you want to be conscious about the effect that your lifestyle has on the environment, you have to take into consideration the way you drive and potentially what you drive. We're going to talk about hybrid technology today. We're down at LEXUS at the Auto Mall, and to help us understand that, Zack Spencer from Driving Television.
Now, the one thing about hybrid as a term, a lot of people think it's one technology, and it really isn't.
Is there a few different kinds of hybrid then?
Well, there are two main, and then there's some modifications of those. The first is what's called a mild hybrid. And what you have there is you have the regular gasoline engine and an electric motor that assists the load on that engine. So as you're driving along, the electric motor produces power, and that helps reduce the load on the gasoline engine and brings down the amount of fuel you use. The second, we're here in front of a Lexus RX 450h, a long name, and this is a pure hybrid, like all Toyota and Lexus products. So what you have with the ability of this vehicle is to start on pure electric, and then when you get up to about 30 kilometers an hour, the gasoline comes on, and they work together after that. So that's what's called a pure hybrid.
Is that considered more efficient?
You know, there are some mild hybrids that achieve very, very good numbers, and there are pure hybrids that get it as well. But you know, the biggest contributing factor is the person behind the steering wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you look at the numbers for any vehicle, the fuel consumption, people get frustrated. I bought a car, especially people who buy hybrids, and I haven't been able to achieve those numbers. Well, those numbers are determined by a vehicle being on a dyno in a lab. And I don't know about you, but I don't drive in a lab.
No.
So you drive in real world conditions. But the thing is with hybrids, if the driver is in tune with the vehicle's onboard dynamics and telemetry that lets you know what the hybrid system is doing, and you watch that and you adjust your driving style, you can achieve very, very close, if not better, than the posted mileage. There are some people that are called hypermilers, and they'll do things like drive with no air conditioning in the summer and wear a cold vest, but that's a bit crazy.
Sounds like something I might do.
Yeah, well, you might try it for a day anyway.
What about that other myth that, you know, the creating the hybrid vehicle could potentially offset that environmental impact of driving without gas?
Well, you reduce your fuel when you drive with a hybrid, but the biggest energy consumption of making a vehicle is adding the extra hybrid components. So yes, a hybrid vehicle does use more energy to make. You've got to mine the ore for the batteries, and you're making two systems, gas and electric, so yes, they use more energy. But the real amount of fuel that's used is in its in-life use. So when it's being driven on the road for the 10 or 12 years it's going to be on the road, and that is substantially reduced, which more than offsets the extra energy to make the vehicles. That is a bit of a myth.
In your opinion, then, is hybrid technology sort of the way of the future? Does it work?
It is the way of the future, and the proof is in the pudding. Every single car manufacturer is making a hybrid now or has plans to make a hybrid, and they're going to be more widespread in the marketplace. The reason is we have to move away from fossil fuels, not just for environmental reasons. We have to reduce because it's going to get so expensive. So these hybrid vehicles today are the stepping stone to what the next generation and the generation after that are. So if you can extract efficiencies of 20 and 30%, then the next ones are maybe 50 or 60, and then on and on. We're slowly going to wean our way away from fossil fuels and right to electric cars. So these vehicles are a stepping stone.
There you have it. If you want to be conscious about the environment and potentially save a little bit of money while driving, you might want to take a look at hybrid technology. Zack Spencer, Driving Television, thanks so much.
Make sure you drive your hybrid properly, though.
Let's drive this thing.